Hi friends, welcome to the channel Study with Sisters. Hope you all are doing good. Okay, let us start our topic. What is a natural resource and how it is classified? Okay, for example, if you are preparing for an exam, so you need a book or a guide or a teacher. So this is a source, right? Like that only, we are living our life. So we need a source. The things which will help us to lead our life substantially, economically, or nothing but the resources. If we are getting the resource without any other, if we are getting the resource directly from the nature and we are using it without any modifications or without the involvement of any physical and chemical processes, they are nothing but the natural resources. But if we are getting a resource that was made by the humans, that are artificially created, they are known as the man-made or artificial resources. But today's our topic is natural resources. Natural resources, we already know that we are getting from the nature and we are using without any modification or without any physical or chemical processes. Okay, for example, these are all the examples of the natural resources that we are using. But these natural resources are classified on different bases. Okay, they are classified in 4 ways. Okay, let us understand all the 4 ways one after one. Okay. These are the 4 bases of classification of the natural resources. They are classified on the basis of availability, origin, development and the stock. Okay. The first one is availability. By the availability, they are classified as renewable and the non-renewable sources. By the name itself, we can understand renewable means renew. We can gain them again. Okay. They cannot be depleted. They are produced from our mother nature readily. Okay. And the mother nature can produce a resource up to the needs and the resource cannot be depleted. They are nothing but the renewable resources. For example, the air is renewable, the soil is renewable, the water which we are using is renewable, the solar energy coming from the sun is renewable. But there are some non-renewable resources. They cannot be regained easily. Why? Because they take some 10 or 1,000, hundreds and millions of years to produce. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these are the resources that we are readily getting from the nature. But once they are consumed to a larger extent, they cannot be produced readily. Okay, these are nothing but the non-renewable resources. And this is the classification on the basis of availability. And on the basis of origin, they are classified into biotic and abiotic resources. So, on the basis of origin, they are classified into biotic and the abiotic. By the term, we can understand what are biotic. Bio means life, which contains the life or nothing but the biotic resources. For example, all the plants in a forest, crops, fishes, animals, whatever the forms containing the life, they are nothing but the biotic resources. And abiotic, abio means no life. The water, the air, the soil are nothing but the examples of the abiotic resources. And the third classification on the basis of the development. On the basis of development, they are classified as okay. These are the four classes of natural resources by depending on the development. The first one is potential. These are the resources that are known. We know that that is present, but we are not using that resource. Why? Because we have to take it out and have to use it, but present we are not using it. It is used for the future by digging or by mining or by extracting, whatever it may be. Okay, for example, petroleum is present in the rocks through sedimentation process, but we cannot use it, right? We can use it only when we extract that out. Okay, these are the this is the example of the potential resource. Petroleum in the rocks. The second one is reserve resources. Reserve, by the name itself we can understand reserving. We are preserving it for the future use. Why we are preserving means if it get consumed, the future generations won't have that resource. That's why we are preserving. We are reserving that resource. We have that resource. For example, this is the resource and we are using it right now, but we are taking a part from it and we are reserving this part for the future. This is the reserve. This is the resource. Okay, hope you understand what is a reserve resource. And the third one is actual resource. This is the resource that we are using today. Why? Because we know it quantitatively, we know it qualitatively, and we are using it today. This is nothing but the actual resource. All the resources that we are using today comes under these actual resources. Why? Because actually we are using them. That's why they are the actual resources. And the fourth one is stock resources. We have the stock of that resource, but we are not using it. Why we are not using it? Here also we are not using it. Why? Because we have to extract that. We have the technology to extract, but we are not using it. That is the potential one. We have that resource, but we are not using it. We are reserving it for the future. That's why it is a reserve resource. But in this case, the same. We have the resource, but we are not using it. Why? Because we lack of technology. Due to the lack of technology, we are not using the stock resources. These are nothing but the fourth type. final one, depending on the stock, they are classified into ubiquitous and the localized resources. Okay. So, depending on the stock. What is a ubiquitous? Nothing but present everywhere. Air, water, present everywhere, right? So, these are the ubiquitous resources. But the localized, present in particular geographical area. These are nothing but the localized resources. For example, coal, petroleum, or gold, silver, copper. They mines. They present in a particular area. They are nothing but the localized. Gold, coal, etc. and all. Okay. But why it is present only some areas, not in every place, means due to the geographical conditions like temperature, sunlight, water availability, rains availability, humidity conditions. All these are responsible for the resources presence. Okay. These are the natural resources and their classification. Let us revise one more time. Natural resources, they occur from the mother nature very naturally, and we are using them without any modifications. They are nothing but the natural resources, and the natural resources are classified on the basis of four bases. The first one is availability, origin, and the third one is development, and the fourth one is stock. On the availability, they are classified into renewable and non-renewable. On the origin, biotic and abiotic. On the development, potential, reserve, actual, and the stock. And on the basis of stock, they are classified into ubiquitous and the localized. Hope you all understand very well. If you understand this, let me know in the comment section and subscribe to our channel.